Hello and welcome. This is Rooflemonger. My friends, we got some interesting and very positive news on the Street Fighter front. You may have seen on social media or just, various outlets that Street Fighter 6 has now sold over 6 million copies. And they're touting it from the high heavens, as well they should. It's an accomplishment, absolutely, right? They were sending me press releases. Also, an interesting bit of Alex news in the press release, and we'll go to that later in the video. But let's talk about the sales. So we're 2 years and change into Street Fighter 6, and 6 million sales, that's big. And it's an accomplishment, and certainly a damn sight better than, say, comparatively, Street Fighter 5 was doing in the same time. As of the most recent numbers, Street Fighter 5, through the lifetime, the very long lifetime of the game, has sold just shy of 8 million copies. And here we are, Street Fighter 6, in 2 years has sold 6 million. It is, without a shadow of a doubt, given the same time frame, Street Fighter 6 is going to outsell Street Fighter 5, and probably by a pretty large amount. And deservedly so. Like, we all talk about it, but Street Fighter 5, it got to where it was going by the end of the game, yes, but it took a long time to get there, versus Street Fighter 6 is just a good product out of the gate. So deservedly so. Street Fighter 6 deserves the sales. But the thing is, with Street Fighter 6 doing so well, and, with a very long tail the game's surely going to have, because it's not like the game's going to end next year or even the year after that, or potentially even the year after that, right? Street Fighter 6 is here for the long haul. This means Street Fighter 6 might do something to one of its contemporaries that it's never really done before, and that is potentially outsell Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat is the #1 fighting game franchise. Maybe you don't like it, maybe you do. I'm a big Mortal Kombat fan myself, right? But it's #1 with a bullet, end of story. However, the most recent entry, Mortal Kombat 1, is sort of like Street Fighter 5 in that it didn't hit as hard as it could. It's still Mortal Kombat, it still made waves, but it didn't make waves like Mortal Kombat tends to make waves, and it also got cut short when they were promising years of support, and that just flat out did not happen. Now, you can do a lot of finger pointing on that front here, like whose fault is it? I'm of the mind it's almost certainly Warner Brothers' fault. NetherRealm Studios, they can promise everything they want to promise, but if Warner Brothers says no in the end, then they can't do it. NetherRealm Studios, unlike other companies like, say, Capcom, is not, unfortunately, in charge of their own destiny. Still, sold well enough here by Ed Boon's own numbers. Mortal Kombat 1 has sold over 6.2 million copies. Certainly not bad at all, right? But like 6.2 million, Street Fighter 6 has just hit 6 million, and Street Fighter 6 is going to be around for years and years to come. So in no uncertain terms, it's going to outsell MK1. So it's going to outsell Mortal Kombat. Street Fighter is going to beat Mortal Kombat. The numbers just sort of work out that way. Like, say comparatively, like we already showed the Street Fighter 5 numbers. Lifetime Street Fighter 5 just sold shy of 8 million units, and a lot of that is in the later end of its life when the game improved. That game's contemporary, Mortal Kombat 11, MK11 sold 15 million copies. And it wasn't even around half as long as Street Fighter 5. Mortal Kombat 11, unfortunately, just like Mortal Kombat 1, was promised to have a longer lifespan and did not get it. And even of the noted handicap of effectively only being around for a couple of years, still sold 15 million copies. Going back even further, like Street Fighter 4. Street Fighter 4, as per Capcom's own numbers, across all of its versions, sold about 9 million copies. Very respectable, very good. And again, around for years and years and years. Mortal Kombat X didn't have the lifespan, but still sold over 12 million copies. Even though Mortal Kombat games tend to be around for not as long, they still usually outsell Street Fighter up until Mortal Kombat 1. Once again, it's unfortunate. Mortal Kombat 1, maybe not the game it could have been. I do personally believe it got a lot better over time, but, a lot of games, if you don't come out strong out of the gate, that's sort of it, right? Maybe if you're lucky, you get the chance to course correct later on, but that can take years, like, say, Street Fighter 5. It took years for Street Fighter 5 to become the decent game it finally became in time. NRS games, unfortunately, don't get years. You're on a 2 to 3 year clock, and that's it, that's all. So if you don't come out strong out of the gate, tough luck, I guess. Which I'm sure is not how you and I want it. It's apparently not how NetherRealm wants it either, but the decision is not theirs to make. So yeah, Street Fighter 6 has not outsold Mortal Kombat 1 just yet, but it's inevitable. It's gonna happen, and therefore Street Fighter is going to outsell Mortal Kombat. And that's something that kind of doesn't happen till now. You know, I've been in the fighting game thing since the Street Fighter 2 and Mortal Kombat 1 days, so it's just something of particular interest to me. And again, congratulations for Street Fighter 6, because the success that's going to be around now and around for years to come is very deserved. As for NetherRealm Studios, they are working on their next game. It's probably a new DC fighter, probably Injustice 3, or something with Superman fighting people and punching people about the head. Or maybe not, and it is a new Mortal Kombat. Who knows? Because I certainly do not. We will probably, maybe, find out at the Game Awards this year. NetherRealm Studios has had a habit of appearing at the Jeff Keighley events, and there's a decent chance we'll see whatever they have next coming up December, which is soon. I believe it's December the 11th, so not too far from now. So maybe something new from NetherRealm Studios, and of course, there'll be a lot of cool just video game news reveals and all that kind of stuff. It's the Game Awards, it'll be good. So basically, good on Street Fighter, and MK1, I wish it did better, but oh well, here's hoping for the next NetherRealm game, I guess. Now, I did mention a little bit of Alex news at the beginning of the video. So I got a press release for Street Fighter 6 selling 6 million copies. I get a bunch of press releases as a news guy, and sometimes in a press release you see something that's not necessarily announced yet. So you're looking at this and it's a press release, right? Like, if you've seen one, you've seen them all. What's different about here, though, is one of the release dates for the DLC characters has changed. Alex is no longer early spring, he's now winter 2026. When we had that big initial Season 3 reveal with Kenny Omega, you know, it was really cool. And they had the prospective release dates for all the characters. So Sagat Summer, Viper Autumn, Alex early spring 2026. And Ingrid late spring 2026. Now, as of this press release, I'm getting Alex is winter 2026. And for some people who get confused, winter is the beginning of the year. January happens to be winter. So that means in rare Street Fighter form, we might be getting something ahead of schedule. Like, we recently made a video about Alex speculating how he might play in Street Fighter 6 and all that. We talked about basically the content desert between Viper coming out and Alex. In that, it's likely to be like 5+ months, just like we had the really big one between Aki and Ed in Season 1, which was like half a year. Street Fighter 6, for all of its, high points, we've been glazing Street Fighter 6 in this video, right? You know, good sales, good game, all that kind of stuff. It's been really bad with like content release windows and just big stretches of nothing going on. So if Alex is now winter 2026, that means he could be January, February, or March. And yes, realistically, winter 2026 versus early spring could mean the difference of like a week. Like mid-March is still winter, end of March is early spring, right? But we gotta look on the bright side of things here. So let's hope for the better. Maybe Alex late January, early February? That'd be really cool. Who actually knows? Because I don't, but all I can tell you via the press release is Alex is coming out ahead of schedule. Which in Street Fighter content land, you takes what you can get. And, well, frankly, I just think that's cause for some celebration. And that said, that is the news. So for a new NetherRealm project, hopefully the Game Awards, I'm just showing some VF footage here because I really want new VF footage. And that will, if anywhere, likely be the Game Awards. Hopefully we'll see. And big ups to Street Fighter 6 selling 6 million copies. That's really cool. And big ups to Capcom for moving Alex ahead of the original schedule. It's still like a 3-month window he could release in, January, February, March, who knows, probably later rather than sooner, but it's still sooner than early spring. So whenever we get there, we'll get there, but we'll get there a little bit earlier than we thought. Anyways, that's it for me. That is it for the video. So thank you very much for watching. Hope this video has found you well, and go out and play some fighting games.